Here, I can pretend I'm working. I'm like, hey, can I give you a hand? Welcome.
So tell me, you said your whole sort of cycling journey really started with your tour across Canada, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. In 1991, I met this really cool guy who owned a bicycle store called Chain Reaction.
Okay.
Started in 1988, and he helped me get set up, my husband Bill. And I started off on a journey with my two really good friends, Dave and Tralee, and we rode from Vancouver to Thunder Bay.
Nice. And how was that? How did you find that trip?
Well, I think the main thing was that I had no idea what fitness was until I got back. So as I rode, each day getting fitter and stronger, and really enjoying it. It's so long ago, it's hard to even imagine. This is actually the 30th anniversary of that trip.
Crazy.
So it's a crazy long time ago. And I was, quite young and didn't know what was going on, but I discovered mountain biking through it.
That's great.
And that's
So that with the mountain biking, then you said that led you to a career in cycling. Right?
Yeah, so my career in cycling really started with the trip, and when I came back from that, I'd had a love for cross-country running. Okay. And I realized that you can actually, with cross-country mountain biking, you don't have to run, but it's kind of the same thing. You're going through the woods and enjoying nature and riding your bike. So I thought I'd give it a try. So in 1992, I started racing in the provincial Ontario Cup circuit.
Wow.
And because I was fit from having ridden across Canada the year before, I opted to go in the 40-kilometer event, which was actually the expert category, and I didn't realize, and at that time they weren't super organized, so they didn't tell me they didn't tell me that you're supposed to start in beginner and work up to sport and then to expert.
Okay.
Just sort of said, hey, what category are you in? And I said expert, and there I was. So I jumped right in there, did the first 3 races in O Cup, and then that September, it was September 1992, and it was the World Championships in Bromont, Quebec. And I signed up for it in the expert category, planning to go on the Friday and then hang out and watch the big race on the Sunday or the Saturday. And when I was there, a week before I got there to the race, they called me and said, hey, we don't have enough expert women, so you'll be racing on Saturday with the pros.
Really?
And I was like, oh, but I told them about the confusion, how it really should have been. And the girl on the phone was like, well, have you ever raced expert before? I'm like, yeah, 3 times. She goes, well, then you're racing pro.
Wow.
Just like that.
So that's how you got on the pro.
Yeah,
like that.
Just like that. So there I was, not just the pro circuit, it was the World Championships.
Just in there.
Just in there like that. That would never ever happen again.
It wouldn't happen today?
No, in fact, even like within a year or two, like probably was the only time it ever happened.
Really?
And then it took me a few years until 1996 when I actually made the Canadian national team in order to race Worlds for 1996.
Amazing.
So
we're talking mountain biking.
Yeah, cross-country mountain biking. And in the day, we have a bike here. This is not the exact frame that I used for that race, but it's 1 year later I had switched. All the parts are the same parts I used in that 1992 race. It's a full XTR, has an Ibis titanium stem, Merlin titanium bar, Merlin titanium seat post, and it did have a RockShox Mag 21 on the front. But so yeah, this is from 93. This was 93. In 92 I had a Bontrager frame, but this is an Ibis, and this is my current model of Ibis. That was a Mojo. This is a Ripley.
This is a really cool bike.
And this one also has a little bit of my custom design artwork on it. Wow. I'm an artist, and there's this great company called Bike Shield, and they will custom make any graphics you want. And so I created these, this is my Screaming Trees bike, and these are my little Screaming Trees with all their cute little slogans on there.
So what was the idea behind that, the Screaming Trees?
There's a trail in Peterborough. Peterborough's my hometown, and there's this, it's called the Haroldtown Conservation Area. And at Haroldtown, they have some really cool trails, and my favorite is Screaming Trees. So I decided when it came time to custom wrap my bike that I was inspired by Haroldtown Screaming Trees and came up with these little cartoons, and then it's really great, so it'll withstand lots of abrasions, and eventually if you want you can just peel it off and the bike's like brand new underneath.
Oh, that's amazing. So you had this career, and eventually where did it take you? So you did the World Championships. What else?
So then the following year, actually within a month, the provincial team coach called me, and I was on the Ontario provincial team. And the next 2 years I did a few provincial projects. And in 1995 I was fully sponsored by Kona. I raced for Kona for 3 years, 95, 6 and 7.
Amazing.
And then I went on to race for GT, then Bianchi, GT, get this straight, it's a long time ago now. GT, then I raced for Da Vinci, Ford Da Vinci, and then back to GT, and then Bianchi.
Amazing.
So I raced from 92 to 02 professionally. Wow. Had kids in 2003 and 5, and hadn't really missed a year of racing until COVID.
Really?
So now I'm just doing like a lot more trail riding on this really awesome bike.
That's crazy.
And
such a good career.
Enjoying helping customers like yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Leslie helped me so much, just little tips. I remember one thing she said, when you're going down a hill and you need to go in the gravel, get down on the drops, and I use that so much crossing the country.
Oh, that's so good to hear. Like in the drops, you can look ahead and just ride that gravel out.
I had to do it a few times, just sometimes there's oncoming 2 trucks, and I said, okay, no, I'm going in the gravel,
Oh wow, and because that can totally be life-saving. Just the fear of the whoosh of a big truck going by you.
For sure.
And also a lot of people have a lot of nerves. Their nerves get really upset if they're thinking they're going to crash in the gravel. So being confident and getting yourself safely off the road is really key.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were able to use that.
I remembered Leslie. I said Leslie in my head so many times.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you luck on the rest of your journey.
Thank you so much.
I'd love to talk to you again when you get back.
Yes, thank you. Just one more question. What would you suggest to young cyclists or someone trying to get to where you were at the World Champion? What would you suggest?
I think it's probably a lot different now than it was when I started, and I have to admit I was pretty lucky to have gotten into it. But I came from a variety of sports. I played ice hockey, soccer, a lot of team sports, but a lot of agility. I think skating was one of the most important things, skateboarding, anything that uses balance, coordination and agility are very helpful. And I think that if they're going to start into it, there's lots of really great clubs available. Through the Ontario Cycling Association, you can hook up with like something like Durham Shredders, or Hardwood Ski and Bike has some really great youth programs. And then through that there's lots of opportunities. There's also the Midweek Cycling Club, where they do more focus towards road and track, but that will also hone the skills depending on which discipline of cycling they're interested in.
Interesting. So, and you said you were telling me before you also do some of your own courses, right?
So I actually help coach at the Midweek Cycling Club pre-COVID. Hopefully it's back this fall. We teach a cyclocross clinic, and it's really great for young people to come out and learn some skills, and really you can use a mountain bike or a cyclocross bike. Learning some off-road skills is really helpful for on the road, and like you were mentioning about hitting the gravel on the side of a paved road, it's a really great skill to have.
For sure. Well, thank you so much, Leslie.
You're welcome.
yeah, if you want to come to the store, it's here on Dundas. And what's the intersection here?
We're Dundas and Royal York.
Royal York.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Chainreactionbicycles.ca.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Leslie.
Bye.
Bye.